Hey there fans, it's serial designation JK888. And today I'm presenting you to Neo Lazarus, which is originally inspired by Dougal Dixon's After Man, a zoology of the future, so I've decided to show you all of my fan-made carnivores what they ever look alike. Anyways, enjoy.
The marginants are the futurized dinosaur-like meat-eaters for the first time with its 4 fingers. As you people didn't heard of them, the marginants are the descendants of the Tyrannosaurus rex after the mass extinction of the same species from over 150 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. When they were already reborn from early April 14, 2054, they were 23.6 feet tall. When they are actually larger than the elephants, they currently living today is in the Southeast Africa, as their common home of the savanna, when they were never lived before. Despite its living down to the prey, they are very vicious enough to hunt down the elephants, rhinos, antelopes, warthogs, wildebeests, lions, and even giraffes. These predators are very well stronger, but some males can even fight over their territories, just like the male elephants does this all the time during the conflict. But neither they even would win over territory nor losing it. Besides about the dinosaurs are very well high-skilled giant beasts, that can roam the land whenever they need. The irony of the marginants aren't that pretty well fighting or hunting down the elephants as a favorite hunting meal, because they were 5 of them got killed by elephants before marginants killed them back once again. This hunting down became a chaotic war between them, when it's unbelievably harshful enough to conquer all over the territory of elephants, which meaning these elephants are no match for these sole survivors, neither live nor gone at all. Their relationship with humans? Well, we should say that they can leave us alone, because they're not interested with them, while hunting all the rest of herbivores including the big cats. If the incident began, this would cause a disaster, if people were permanently devoured by marginants, to understand that these marginants had suffered a horrible PTSD, due to the awful flashbacks about elephants when they lost their battles and lose their territories. With more incidents continued until the 22nd century just already fully reached when it's already over, capable of ending this madness. With the presence of 22nd century AD, the marginants became very well friendly, but all the people really need to be careful to tame them, and this legacy became known to the public, because of the institution beliefs and high-level universities across the US, once it's prepare for encounter to see them hunting all over the herbivores, but they would no longer hunt down the big cats anymore due to their retirement. And plus these dinos are gone harder hunt, especially their ancestors from the prehistoric times. With the mass muscular quick hunting speeds, the marginants are amazingly landing enemy chasers, capable of running down all over between the rhinos and warthogs. When these small herbivores are not very well enough to run away from them, they will be quickly devoured in no time. Thus this makes these future dinosaurs long quick speed over 140 miles per hour, due to the hunting situation as a long range. But beneath of differences they were not just all the males, they were also having a female creatures in which they can mate together, until the eggs will be laid and hatch with over 21 days, just like the prehistoric past itself, when these young marginants were very well cute and shiny, and befriending with tourists and cuddling with them. With the legacy of the marginants, it is fully to understand that these dinosaurs are about to survive the mass extinction, although the meteors, asteroids, comets and other rocky planets will no longer attack the Earth anymore. With present humans and the new dinosaurs may live as a high-level sensitive, due to the long ashore protective range of the mankind. With its new dino wildlife can make a new strategy ahead throughout the periods. The European wild dogs are the first time reborn from the Western Europe, between Netherlands, Belgium, France, England, and Scotland. They are maintained cousin of the original African wild dogs due to the Spec Evo theory. These dogs from the forests and mountains are far away vicious than the original grey wolves. Imagine of the carnivorous canines are highly intelligent to target the bisons, rabbits, and fallow deers, but remarkable meal were very away quicker than their cousins, plus these European wild dogs are gone hard ferocious enough to kill the entire herbivores across the forests. Not to mention these dogs aren't that domestics at all, they were away strict carnivores like the big cats, besides they were much quick running high tail are deep mile away throughout the Poitiers, Manchester, and Hollerbos. With the relationship of wolves, has been confirmed that they were mostly rival arch-nemesis, when the territories were all stolen from wolves without the possibility of consent, which is why they are extremely enemies. The British paleontologist named Leather Halls claimed they're extremely stronger enough to take over the territory wolves, and so the entire dozens of wolves can get it back at once, forcing the European wild dogs to fall back to their homes. As the peace was already negotiated, the wild dogs and grey wolves can share their territory together to hunt down all the rest of herbivores, within the meantime, that maybe humans can stop them from mass hunting of the entire fallow deers, bisons, rabbits, and even squirrels. Which that became a severe disaster for these united canines to hunt them down for even more so. In the meantime with humans, they established what was known as the Hall Forest National Park, and it was named after the British paleontologist, and that became known for the public, where many tourists watching all European wild dogs spending their laziest times, while been feed up by their zoo communication officers, but once in a while these European wild dogs are pretty well chasers, unlike for wolves and other canine variant species. Regardless of the fact about the dogs, which they can make quick enough to devour all the fleshes of herbivores such as the bisons, leading the dozens of deaths. It's hard to believe the legacy of the European wild dogs, their own lifetime will spend all over days to begin their hunt, with humanity's encounter. We should know that European wild dogs are highly way trembling over their strategy as a conquest, but for now, these new reborn canines continued as the mystery. The Amazon River dragons are the first time emerged from the depths of the Amazon River rainforest between Colombia, Venezuela, and Brazil. And of the most various dragon species that has now arrived in South America, plus these dragons don't have wings, but they only have a gills, that can breathe underwater before landing back. They were eventually arrived from early 2049, these massive dragons were permanently feared by the Amazon River dolphins, and plus these dragons are very skillful ambush predators. When dolphins tried their best to flee all the places of the rivers, only 8 of them got killed instantly, when these dragons never achieved their goals to kill more, but also eat the entire fishes once they got consumed by the darkness forevermore. But unless these marine carnivores are much highly intelligent, which is a 10 times stronger than steel, with the speculative beliefs that it is very sized than original bears, like grizzly, black, polar, and Kodiak. To be honest, these dragons are point out for more eggs to lay due to asexual reproduction, as in DNA discovery these Amazon River dragons are 90% asexual males, but females however can lay eggs for the rest of the year, not because of arrival, but because of mating rituals. Upon the legacy of the Amazon River dragons, we've learned that all dragons that does not breathe fire, but medieval dragons only can do that, as the future times of the South American four-legged serpents, may all the rest for relaxation, but above all this, the Amazon River dragons continue for several huntings of the Amazon River dolphins for nowadays, and then they'll get full enough for a sleep at the middle of the night when their meal is fully finished. The Black Sea sharks are the Europe's forgotten sea creature that terrorized the Black Sea from the August 2048. To understand these sea-dwelling hunters, the Black Sea sharks are commonly the successors of the great white sharks, as they roam around the ocean to this day. Without any warnings, these sharks are feared by common dolphins when they try to stop them, although they're no match for them at all. It's all getting way worse for sharks to hunt more dolphins over and over again, which is why the Black Sea sharks are very strongest scavengers across the continent of the Black Sea itself. Once it's fully discovered that sharks could anywhere on the beaches, such as Georgia, Bulgaria, and Turkey, but unfortunately their swimming speeds are high to over 210 miles per hour due to weeks away from any regions. Once that's done, but somehow these sharks doesn't just eat dolphins, but they also eat fish, as the authorities were had enough of this, because they're about to target these Black Sea sharks all over the distance away. But because of hunting prey on dolphins are getting too much far, and far it was, so they just had enough of this, before their war with sharks has already came to an end, as they were now sent into the Tbilisi Zoo, where these sharks remain to this day once again. The biology of Black Sea sharks, new body look alike the original tiger sharks, with its cyan eyes at pupil, as the scientist never truly believed about these resource of these sea creatures, which is 100% correct, they ever do like the same species that never lived the Black Sea at all, as the hypothetical scenario revealed even more whatsoever. The vocalization? Well, it is fully revealed that Black Sea sharks had a vocal cords when we can hear them growling. As the noise was heard by dolphins they made their alert, and forcing them to flee by not to be eaten alive, and that's because these Black Sea sharks growl are getting away louder when it's too close. And so, that was very mystery of these sea-dwelling scavengers, are still on their hunt today and now. The legacy of Black Sea sharks was far time for people to notice about these sea-dwelling carnivores. But upon of all of it for new abilities, we believe these sharks are living by still being extinct, and plus they'll never leave these dolphins alone, but obviously their weaknesses has just begun, and for now on, their reign of terror has now whiplashed, when it's all gone easy, as the Black Sea sharks hunt still continues as the underwater nightmares. Since 2060, the Eastern European tigers were later reborn as neo-toothed tiger. They are descendants of the original Smilodons, aka saber-toothed tigers. That's how it became to total inspiration of them, and besides that they were all around living world places, such as Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Baltics. These tigers are pretty well hunting on the rest of herbivores, such as deers, and even battling off the carnivore creatures such as the bears and even wolves as well, similar previous the European wild dogs. The Russian scientist Sergei Lovienko highly suggested that these tigers kinda do look alike Smilodon from the prehistoric past, when it's unveiled, plus that Eastern European tigers are unwillingly scavengers, as the carnivores themselves, but they were sometimes. But not only that, tigers could potentially threat other humans, when they ready for the hunt, well, hunting will be impossible for tigers due to fast killings, and besides these local hunters are no match for these tigers at all. But there was something was actually pretty shocking, which is revealed that they're also the cousins of the Siberian tigers following this week ago, but the snow also doesn't stopping them at all, when it beholds for something new, and thus they were both side by side comparison itself for once. It was also hard to believe that Eastern European tigers are most famous or infamous strict carnivores, with the rest of same modern-day big cats, such as lions, tigers, leopards, cheetahs, jaguars, and other big cats. With the legacy of the Eastern European tigers also suggested that cannot be enemy of humanity anymore, following continuity of the hunt on herbivores since 2068, once it's peacefully done, these tigers are also adopted by the rest of the humans, and that became known as cavalry tigers, which that became known for the Russian military from now early 23rd century today.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a while that I haven't made the Spec Evo videos for the first time. And plus, that I now could do more for at least 6 days, and that's all I have to say. This is serial designation JK888 signing off. Peace.